here we go. We're using Breinfuel Game of the Day. This is a new series we're doing for YouTube, obviously, here. And we're using Decode Chess every single time for your games, especially for people that have already got some of their brain fuel, right? Get 15% off using code Canty15. Let's go. All right, so look, today's game we have from Privet22 playing Hikaru. So I plugged his game in here in Decode Chess. I highly recommend you guys use it. What it is overall is that you get to understand, sometimes you can't afford coaching. Sometimes you don't have the time for coaching, which, believe it or not, people don't, right? But you want to understand your game. You want to understand your games, plural, and how to do that, right? On a very deep level. On a very deep level, guys, you get to understand your game. Let me show you what I mean on a deep level here. So first, what we're going to do here is, of course, I put in his game. I imported it. You can always click the plus up here. Imported it. Now, what we're going to do here is at the bottom, as you see, I can move this up, drag it up and down like this. So these are all your moves, obviously, from the game. We're going to move this through. And then right here at the top, you see this graph. This graph's pretty cool. So this graph shows, right? This graph shows everything was all equal. In fact, it was a little bit better out here, slightly, right? And then you jumped off a building, okay? You just jumped off a building and there was a wrap there. Like, I mean, 100% bad. Sheesh. Big fella, you got in trouble. You hurt right here. So it tells you where it is. Now watch this. If I click on it, it's going to tell me what happened right here. See, it takes D4. There's also game info on it, right? I can use the stats. The stats shows me the Cine pawn loss, 19.5 for Hikaru. Very, very good. The lower the better. 62 for you. Blunders, it tells you where all your blunders and inaccuracies are. So if I click here, that was an inaccuracy, but that's Joe Baba, so that's really not. Mistakes here, knight d4 was a mistake, and blunders. You have blunders here. Cool. That's a cool part that you're going to do on your own, obviously. Now, here, what we're going to look at, though, is one of my favorite parts of this. First, let's go through the game. In fact, let me decode the game first. Let's see what that is. We're going to click Decode Game. Boom. And now, look at this. Look at this. Are you... Bro! Look at this. We're going to read it. Watch this. Okay, so what did you play? You played D4. Okay, now, in fact, they're telling you about every move, by the way. And there's going to be a certain part that we're going to get to in your game that we're going to do a deep decode, right? Which is the yellow button right here. Deep decode. And when we get to this deep decode, I cannot believe I spent like 2 hours. I wanted to, actually, I spent like an hour and a half, but I wanted to spend like 2 hours or more on one game that I was looking at because I was like, wow, they gave me the idea. They gave me the plan. They gave me this. They gave me that. I was like, yo, this is nuts. Like, what if I put all my games in here? That's going to take forever, but it was very, very fire. Watch this. Okay, so we're going to go to D4. Knight F6 happened, okay? Knight F6, Knight C3. Cool. And actually, let's read it here. Explaining engine recommendation. In this position, black played D5. Right? It's good because it guards E4. Okay, what if I click on E4? D5, E4. Black can play D takes E4. Right? This is called Decode Chess. Decodechess.com. And then it also, right, D5 is good because it prevents playing E4. It prevents the E4 square. You can click on it. These is definitely for people that really want explanations on every single move. You're not understanding why. Especially, I mean, I recommend this for, honestly, I mean, there's very strong players that use this. Shout out to Benjamin Bach, Sam Shanklin, right? There's people that actually really use this. Gary didn't try this too. It's a fire site, bro. So after D5, E4, and black can play D takes E4. D5, this move, also, let me exit out of here and here. D5 also intends to play C5. Look at this. Right, D5 also intends to play C5. So if we get D5 in, C5 is our move. This is our plan. Now, of course, white didn't move here. Black's not about to make two moves because it's white's move right now. But they're saying that, hey, this is what we're aiming for. C5, E3, E6, Knight F3. And I can just click through these moves and figure out what this whole line would look like. Now, of course, white's down a tempo in a way. But this is a full line of what black's intending to do. This is not even the deep decode yet. Is it free? Absolutely. You actually have a free, you can use 2 decodes a day, right? And you can also use, there's different price points that you can use that are very, very affordable. So after this, also you can do, it intends C5 and the best continuation, right? What it says right here is after D5, Bishop F4. This is the best continuation. Look at this, right? Telling you what's the best continuation. You can also dig deeper, which is the yellow thing right here. Same thing. and it decodes the game very, very, very deep for you. Bishop f4, a6, e3, e6, which we're about to look at the deep decode in a minute, and I'm going to show you how powerful this was for me. I was really blown away by this. Now watch this. Okay, cool. They got all this stuff. Perfect. Let me go back up to your move, or his move. He played d5. I'm going to drag that back down. And again, we can read every single one. Now, we ain't about to read every single one of these. That's for you to do on your own. But we are going to fly through a little bit of it. Okay, so you played knight f3. Okay, knight f3 is cool. And in fact, what does it say? In this position, white played knight f3 is good because it threatens to play bishop f4. Cool. Literally nothing bad here. And then let's read that one. In this position, white played bishop g5 is good because it intends e3. A continuation would be bishop g5 here, bishop f4. Like, look at this. They're giving you some very deep theory here. Very advanced theory for every single move, right? Every single move. Think about that, you know, especially sometimes you just play the move because that's what the books say. That's what the theories say. That's what you've been playing for years, but you don't actually really know why. Now you can actually start understanding your own games on a deeper level. Bishop g5, a6, e3. Okay. In this position, actually, let's go back. What did it say? Okay, so e3 was good. Yeah, all these moves were good. All these moves were good so far. Bishop d3. Again, we can read all of this. But we want to go to the part where you deviated and it got bad. Okay. Bishop e7. Actually, let's go back up here. I want to look at the graph. So if you're looking at the graph, right, I'm looking at the graph, and this is where you went wrong. This is where it started to go wrong. Okay. So knight b to d7. Okay. So it says you played a3. In this position, white played a3, and this is still a good move. a3, not bad. c5. Okay. Knight e2. Okay, c4 was actually good. I mean, this is still straight. Not that bad. Right, and now right here. Okay, so right here is where you went wrong. All right, so let me pull this game info up. It says, in this position, white played queen c2. Bishop takes g6 would be better. Would be much better. Okay, so this is where, let me actually, hold on. Let me go a little bit further because this is what I did with my own stuff. Takes, how bad is it right now? Oh, it's getting bad. Well, it's actually still only, it's not even -1 yet. There it is. Perfect. So you took with the knight. Now right here, I mean, it's like, it's -0.91. You can see that, which means white almost up a pawn here. Cool. No problem. But right here, let's use the deep decode. Let's turn this off or, you know, minimize it. Now we're about to use this deep decode. Watch what's about to come up. You're about to get a whole nother level of just chess here. I'm about to use deep decode. This boy about to tell you everything about life. They about to tell you what the lottery number is tomorrow. Okay, like this, it's nuts. Watch this. Watch this. So it's gonna take like 45 seconds or so, but it's amazing how much you're about to learn from this mistake here. It's absolutely amazing, right? And you usually want to do it not on the move, before the move. Your move was knight takes d4, so you do the deep decode when you know you made the mistake, which is usually from reading the graph up here. So it's pretty easy. Let this boy go through and run. And once it's finished, there's going to be some tabs that's going to pop up. And it's about to be pretty nasty. I'm not even going to lie. I played around with this for a while. Guys. And I was very, very impressed with what I saw. So let's see it happen. Let that boy load. Let it load up here. I'll be nice. Yeah, we messed up right around here. Black has a big advantage. It's playing the best line. Let's let it load. You can do this for all your games, bro. Like, it's amazing. Okay, let it run. There it go. Well, look at this. You see these tabs that just popped up? These tabs were not here before. These tabs were not here before. You can do a deep decode at any time of the game. And I think that, you know, as a premium member, I really recommend you do that. But, you know, but this is like, bro, this is fire, guys. I mean, hold on. One time, like, yo, watch this. Bro, watch this. Bro. All right, look at this. Okay, so here's the summary. Black has a big advantage. White should beware of black playing d takes e3. That's pretty obvious, right? explaining the best line from Stockfish New. Okay, e takes d4 is the best move, and the line would go like this: bishop takes, queen takes, which of course, let's actually go through these. E takes d4. Look at this. Look at what does this say? Read it together. All together, class. E takes d4 is beneficial because it threatens to play knight f4 or bishop takes g6. All right, let's click on it. Boom. And it show you the line. Right after e takes d4, what you're looking to do. Now, of course, they made two moves for white here, if you notice that. They're just saying, like, what if black plays not anything, but obviously they're showing you the plan. They're not showing you what black's going to do right now, which they will do, but knight f4. This is a plan. Bishop takes d3. You want to take back with the knight. Here's another plan. E takes d3 or d4. Bishop takes a3, which is terrible, obviously, but they're just trying to show you. This is a terrible move, but they're just trying to show you what could happen. Bishop takes h6, rook takes, obviously. And they're going to walk you through what you're threatening to play. What else? Let's go back here. Let's go back. Let me exit out. Why else is e takes d4 beneficial? So let's go back to where we were. Click this little dot. It takes me back to e takes d4. This move, e takes d4, is beneficial because it supports advancing the pawn to c5 by controlling the square c5. Bruh. What? Bro, what? You serious? That's crazy. Okay, so let's see it. E takes d4, b5, bishop takes, c5. Black cannot play bishop takes c5, obviously, because d takes c5. And of course, a lot of y'all actually need this, especially at certain ratings. You know, that's why it's very like, oh, of course that's a stupid move. Or for somebody advanced, absolutely, that would be a stupid move. But for somebody that's not that advanced, wouldn't understand unless you read this. Oh, he could just take back. I got a bishop. He got a pawn. Right, here's another line. E takes d4, b5. Takes, c5. Black cannot play rook takes because of d takes c5. Perfect, right? Okay, let's go back. Boom. Let's go back here. E takes d4 is beneficial because it prevents playing. Let's go back to here again. E takes d4. It prevents playing queen c5 by guarding the square c5. All right, let's see it. What you mean? E takes, knight c5. Queen b1, black cannot play b6, obviously, because the knight is hanging. They walk you through every single thing that happens here. Right, now we're not going to read all of these, but this is just how powerful this is. This is called a deep decode. It's very deep analysis on where you made your mistakes. Or you can do it for the whole game if you like, but I like to do it on parts where the graph up here shows me, oh, I went wrong. Why did I go wrong? Let's figure that out completely. You can spend literally hours right here. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Major threats? Bruh. Wow. They're telling me the major threats in the position, right? Now let's go back. Actually, right here, this is what they're talking about. This is how you always go back, by clicking the dot. I'll go back here. Major threats, right, is obviously d takes e3. Okay, it escapes captures by the white knight, so d takes e3, knight e d4. Like, you know what the threat is, right? D takes e3. Pretty simple. Look at this. Pay attention to. Are you serious? The black knight on d7. You can click all of these, are all clickable, and you can spend time here a lot. What I did lastly was go up here, and I looked at this, and I was like, what are these? What are these? This looks real cool. So I was like, piece rows, what is this? Wow, review the functions of each meaningful piece in the decoded position. The white queen on c2, it shows you the arrows, what everything's doing. The white queen on c4 supports the white pawn on c4. Crazy, you can read that line, right? The black bishop on e7. Oh, it supports the black knight on f6, right? If you don't know what your pieces are doing, you can go through that, right? Here's the threats. What are the threats in the position? Black wants to play d takes e3. They want to play b5. They want to play knight to b6. Cool. Look at this little button. What about before playing e takes d4? What are the threats? D takes e3, b5, and knight b6. What are the threats after e takes d4? D takes e3 is impossible. b5 they say is impossible. What? He can just play b5. What do you mean it's impossible? Let's see. Click on it. White plays e takes d4, bishop takes, queen takes here, and b5 is impossible. So they mean for this line, in fact. They mean for this line, but that's pretty cool. Right, I can do that on and off. That's pretty fire. Next thing is good moves in the position. Oh man, it's fire, absolutely. Elevation. And then plans. Look at this. We're not able to find an attacking plan for white, but sometimes they find plans here. Like for me, I remember I was looking at the game earlier, and this one, like of course there was nothing here right now, but there was actually something that I looked at in my game that was like, oh wow, that's a plan. And then concepts here. White uses rank 1. I mean, this is, guys, you can spend so much time here and learn so much about your game that it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That, like, wow, you can literally do this for your own game. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay, perfect. So now we learned what we did wrong, but we're going to continue and see what happened. Knight E takes D4. This is what you actually played in the game. And then Naka hits you with a move, right? So what did he do? He said B5, and we live. In this position, white played queen B1. Bishop takes G6 will be better. Why? It threatens bishop takes F6. How is that even a thing? Well, let's see. Takes, right? So this is like, of course, they always like to show you what happens, what the threat is, what the plan is, but not sometimes like what the move is right now. Because obviously H takes G6 is coming from there, but it's showing you a little bit, you know, of everything. Here's the best continuation, in fact, right here. This is probably the biggest part. Bishop takes, take on H6, take on G6. Let's go. Thanks for the sub, bro. A4, B takes, Rook A to B1, Queen A5. Right, and they're showing you this whole line of what would be the best line. What was the best route you should have took? But you didn't do that. That's totally fine. You play Queen B1. Bishop takes D3. Queen takes D3. E5. In this position, white played bishop takes F6. It's good because it threatens to take on E7. So obviously, you're taking on F6, and this is good because you're obviously threatening bishop takes E7. You also are, let's go back. Go back. Actually, you're deflecting. Right here, there it is. So deflects the black pawn away from G7. If G takes F6, it deflects the black pawn away from G7. Allows Queen G4. So takes, Knight F5. This is fire, bro. This is fire. Like I get stuck on this all the time. It's not even my game, but I'm like, oh, what else can I do? Oh, what else can I do? Right? This is your game, bro. Like, you know, Privet, this is your game. So looking at this, this is pretty fire. It also deflects the black knight away from D7. Oh, so we can take on E5. Wow, look at that. That's a thing. Best continuation would have been this. Bishop takes, here, and this is the line that would have happened. Wow, this is good. This is good. Okay, so what did you do? After Queen B1, bishop takes, Queen takes D3, E5. And then after E5, you play bishop takes F6. Okay. Bishop takes. All right. And then you play knight E2. Oh, yeah. And you just block with your whole face here. Sheesh, my guy. Yes, sir. Now, of course, in this position, black played E4. It forks the queen and the knight, and you're also losing a rook down there. And he did E4. Wow. In this position, white played queen B3. Queen takes E4 would have been better, right? I can do another decode right here. Now, a deeper decode, but you know, I'm not about to do that because we don't need to decode this right now because this position right now is 100% utterly you in some trouble. You in a lot of trouble right now. So we don't need to decode this because you get smacked. But before you was getting smacked, you wanted to know what do you do so you don't get smacked, right? But here we don't need to dig deeper anymore. You can just like, okay, we're gonna read this. What happened? So queen B3, and then you just kind of lost everything here. And look at this, even telling you, they said, in this position, he took the knight, but they saying that bishop takes A1 is even better than what he did. Takes, and takes. And this is a wrap. This is a family channel, so we gonna speed through this because I don't want kids seeing this. So we're gonna move through this a little bit more. King G2, Queen G2, okay. Knight, oh my goodness, whoo, sheesh. Let me just hurry up and move this around. He didn't even take the queen. He didn't even take, man, he gave mercy to you, my guy. Jeez. Bruh. Oh man, that's just scary. He didn't even want the queen. He played knight F3. Yikes. Yikes. But as you see, every single move that I clicked on, what do you guys see? I can also use the dig deeper tool on any part of the game. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And you get to learn all about your game here. Okay, let's hurry this up because this is brutal. Oh my goodness. Ooh, sheesh. Right? It hurts. And then if I scroll back up here though, and you see this yellow part, this is where we decode it. Right here. The yellow right here, this yellow line shows me, I can click on this, you see that line? That's where I did a deeper decline or incline, or you know, digging deeper inside of this opening, right? C takes d4, and then I click this button over here, and actually it works. Now there's also at the top, everything saves, so you will be able to have this. He pre-moved mate in 6. Sheesh, my goodness. Wow, Magnamo, thanks for the sub, bro. So you know, this is Decode Chess, but this is what we're gonna use, right, for Breinfuel Game of the Day. You know, every time that we have these. This is a new series that we have for the YouTube here. So make sure you guys that are purchasing Breinfuel, make sure you submit your receipts or let me know so we can get your game on here and we can just analyze it together and work through your stuff. Pretty fire, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tool. Make sure you're using Decode Chess. It's gonna be fire. I'm using it. I use it. I used it today and I was like, oh my goodness. We got to set up dark mode. You already right. You definitely right. Is Opening Tree still a good site for openings? Yeah, but I mean that's like more stats. This is more like analyzing games and understanding yourself on a very deep level. Very, very deep. I mean, this is fire, bro. There's a lot of people that use this. So make sure you guys using this. This is Breinfuel Game of the Day and Decode Chess. We're gonna see y'all on the next one.